Hey, and welcome to the Den Code podcast. Today I'm going to just be talking on walk-ins and how they affect our life. So walk-ins are people that just come into your life and there's a reason for it. And I believe that every person in our lives, it comes into it for a reason. So on my side of things, I really think that walk-ins, we can really use the best effective ways of getting to know people by actually going to the mental side of things, especially with training. When you're training somebody's physical, just talking about the physical side of things is amazing. You have to teach them, of course, but you also want to get into that mental and understand your client so that you know why they want to do things and how they kind of work, so that you understand if you want them to do like an activity, you know how their mind is and how to get them accepting things and how to basically motivate them. So walk-ins, I have noticed a lot that walk-ins are people that are going to just come in, and sometimes you instantly know why they walked into your life. Other times it takes a while. I've had a few where they walk right in and you're like, okay, there's a reason for this. I have a few clients out there that have really changed my thinking even, and they kind of tested it and made me think to a higher level. So walk-ins can actually challenge yourself and kind of make yourself grow as well. So I really believe in always being able to change and always being able to kind of mold and become what you're supposed to be. Always stay to your core main beliefs, of course, but always change for the better if you're going to make a change. And I believe that in this life, that is what walk-ins can do for us. And walk-ins, you will always, when you're in the training industry or in the general public, people are going to walk into your life. So if you can get your mind around just being open and surround yourself with great people, and when this happens, then you will know exactly how to kind of react and sometimes you won't, because you know what, sometimes those walk-ins, there'll be just different people off the bat and you'll try to understand them, and then once you understand why they came into your life, it really changes it. It's beautiful. Also, you're going to have negative people walking in, and that's where you really need to know who you are. So you need to know how to change your mindset with these people to make them actually achieve what they want to as well, because you know what, a lot of people go through a lot, so you need to be able to make those changes to help them so that they can take their life to the next level. And I believe that that's our job as personal trainers or life coaches and anything in that, really. So I'm really interested in seeing how that works for a lot of people. So if you can really look at the future and see the next, I always make people do short-term and long-term goals, but things change. That's why you do touch-ups all the time in the training industry. And that's where the walk-ins, they are the people that are your core. They are your core, because every day you're going to have people walking in, especially where I work, it's in the general public gym. You're going to have people walking into your life, and you need to know how to react and how to stay to you and how to take some things and improve. And you know what, that's just how life is. You always want to be changing in some things, but you also don't want to lose those core beliefs. Walk-ins, though, just always remember that when a walk-in happens, and I call it a walk-in, it's not because they actually walked into the gym, it's because they came into your life. So those walk-ins, those people that instantly come into your life and you have that click, those people are the easy ones. So that's the first thing I'm going to touch on. The ones that instantly you know they're there for a reason, that's easy. Because then you can start thinking, okay, why are they in my life? It's the ones that are the farther down the road that then you understand, okay, this is why they're in my life. But the easiest ones are those ones that right off the bat, you know there's a reason why they're in your life. You can then start not overanalyzing, but analyzing why and why they came into your life and how they can kind of help you and how you can help them. It's a team, and that's what I like to believe in, is that team atmosphere. And if you can create that for the physical and the mental, you can really change your training. You can also, in the training side of things, really get results that way, because a lot of people only train to half. They train to your physical. There's no mental side of things. You need that mental, because mental is going to change everything. Because if you can make people think positively and great about themselves and want to be there and doing something, they will achieve their goals. Now the long-term ones. How we do this is listening, and listening is going to be that biggest thing. It's going to be the hardest thing. And a lot of people nowadays don't want to listen, and they do, but they want to always thinking of what they're going to say next. Just unplug and let people talk to you. And that's where those long-term walk-ins, that the reason they walked into your life is going to be identified, because a lot of people aren't going to just tell you right off the bat everything. You got to work for that, and you got to understand, and you got to figure out why people came into your life. So that side of things is listening is the biggest, and that's what I have found. Now, walk-ins and how they're going to change your life up, and this is how I really believe in it, is walk-ins are going to make you the best you, because you are going to get so many different people in your life from a variety and ranges of backgrounds, so this can change you huge. This is how we become diverse in this world, and not as just trainers, in this world period, is the more open you are, the more people you get to know, the more diverse you're going to be, and you're going to have a lot of different backgrounds, and you will become a better person because you will know how to react to different situations. And you'll have this kind of like a kit and like a lunch pail basically of different backgrounds and different things that you've dealt with in the past. You can just pick out and be like, okay, this is how I'm going to deal with it. This is how walk-ins affect you. And this is how walk-ins make you the best you ever. You as a person can really change people by having just an open mind, like that long-term one. I would always listen, but the short-term ones, it's going to be easier not to, so you're going to have to as well. But those long-term ones, you're going to need to know why they're in your life if you don't. So both of them very important, but I would say that you just need to always listen. And if you want to become the best you get that lunch pail going. And that lunch pail, that's the theory for today, is I really want you to get that lunch pail. And I want you to work hard, and I want you to have something to go back on so that at night you know exactly who you are and the experiences you've had in that day, and thank yourself and be like, you know what, I made myself better today, and I became more diverse, and I can actually do more in my job and my life going forward because this has helped me and set me up for the future. I think that people look at the training as a one-way street, as the trainer can only help the client, where the client can help the trainer, and that's what I have found in my job. And I think that's in everything, teachers to students, or really parents to kids. The parent can definitely learn from a kid just sometimes how to love life again. And I think that if we kind of flip that and think of things at a higher level rather than this linear one-way street, you will actually think, and you will actually test yourself and make yourself think at a higher level and actually challenge yourself to some of your beliefs and see exactly who you are. And I think that lunch pail is the best way of doing it, because if you can really fill it up with the different experiences, you will become the best you, the best version of you out there. And that's the best. And nobody can be you. The number one thing, though, to wrap up this in the walk-in side of things is just remember that in the walk-ins, if you're doing a job as myself, a personal trainer, you are going to see a variety of people. And a lot of people are going to need different things. Do not create this template where you deal with every single person the same way. You have to let the world kind of flow. And I like it because the flow is the best way to understand people. And if you let the flow go, people will open up to you and you open up to them. And these walk-ins then really realize exactly like where and why they came into your life and how they can change you. And every different one is going to bring something different to you and teach you so that your growth is the highest. And I think that's the biggest point from today's podcast, is just always listen first, talk later. And in your teaching, you can always teach a few points, but always then listen. People always have something to say, and people want to open up to you, and then you will understand exactly what your people around you want and what they need, because listening makes you a way better teacher, in my opinion. So that's my point to wrap up today's podcast, is just think at a higher level and listen lots and become the best teacher and person you can, and use every great walk-in that you hear and see and meet today, and really use that and think how I'm going to be better and how I'm going to help these people's lives. Thank you for listening, and I look forward to hearing from you.